Hello, viewers, and welcome to the Diaspora platform, the show that brings people and the world together. The world is getting closer by the day, and people are running from east to west, from one nation to the other, looking for God knows what. Today, I have a fine gentleman with me who is going to share his experiences for living and returning and living and returning. So don't go away, just stay tuned. We shall be right back. Back in a moment.
You've been gone, it's an empty home. Come on back where you really belong. You are always welcome home, welcome home.
Welcome back, viewers. If you just joined, this is the Diaspora platform, the show that brings people and the world together. I want to acknowledge my great sponsors. The X Water Company makes natural mineral water. We have the Ava Extra Virgin Coconut Oil. This is oil that you need for your family. So change your oil and save your life. The Almighty Emerton. Emerton is a facelift in a box. If you want to look younger while you're growing older, Emerton is for you. Emerton says, looking old is a choice. Walter Wood Collections, making my outfits, making them so gorgeously. Thanks to Tessa's Brushes for making my face beautiful. So help me and join me to welcome to the studio my friend Bright Essilfie Kumi, popularly known as Honorable. Welcome, Bright.
Thank you.
Welcome to the show. I know that you are not a stranger to TV sets, so I'm very happy and relaxed. Yeah, so it's good to have you. Tell me, Bright, when we say Bright Essilfie Kumi, help my guests, my viewers to understand who is Bright Essilfie Kumi.
Okay, Bright is a Ghanaian. Of course, I live in the US, but now back home again in Ghana.
Back home again.
I'm a legal consultant, immigration expert. Really, we deal more into the moving and move out of people.
The Exodus,
in the US.
the Genesis and the Exodus.
I schooled here, did my training college, taught for some time, did Legon, and then back to the US to study law. Then I also have businesses there. We actually did a lot, but substantively, I would say now that I'm a full-time politician.
Well, before you jump into that, we want to know more about you. Where were you born and school in Ghana? While you were in Ghana?
I was born in Accra, raised in Accra, and of course, schooled in Accra.
Do you have any schoolmates?
Oh, I have schoolmates.
In which school?
Diaspora School, St. Peter's.
Is it the popular St. Peter's at Akwetia?
Yes, and then I went to Abitifi Training College.
Okay.
So after that, I had to teach for some time. Came to Legon. I'm an old vendor, a Commonwealth Hall guy.
Okay.
And then with the issue of traveling, it is more of an international network building that we started some time ago. And then we didn't just decide to go. It was traveling to almost about 47 countries in the world, working internationally for conflict issues, working on youth advocacy and social change. Most of the things that we did. So along the line, you decide, no, I mean, once I have seen the differences between limiting yourself to a geography and you have seen another attitude somewhere, another kind of life that at least can broaden your base, then you say, okay, let me just live among them and learn some things that I couldn't learn from here. So you just live there, school, improve your life, do business. And once you feel that home sweet home, you wouldn't want to really live there building another man's country.
That's right.
You would want to come down, being a leader from scratch, because I was a student leader too.
Really? Tell me about that.
President for all teacher training college students.
Wow.
I was president for Junior Chamber International. I was part of the NUCS that fought for the grading system in Kivas.
When you be a
So we actually did a lot in student advocacy and all that, and then student politics. but we didn't want to do total affiliation to a party because you were a young guy growing.
Yes.
And whilst you are growing, you need to be sure which kind of philosophy or theory of any of the parties do you think you believe in.
Exactly.
So they were trying to lure us to one of the parties and here and there, but some of my colleagues, they actually agreed and joined some parties like Kabila of CPP, Haruna Idrisu, all those guys. We were all student leaders.
I see.
And most of them decided to join. I decided no. I have still not seen my bearing yet. I don't know what actually, which theory I believe, whether the capitalist, which is the MPP, or the social. I don't know actually, because until you start looking for money, then you know you are a capitalist.
By default.
Yeah, I'll tell you. So that's why we have to really travel steady, widen the scope to come back again and help the same country grow.
Yeah.
Same economy, same people. If the country goes bad, your family is here.
Yes.
Virtually, it's either your family or your friend or your son. So you always have to make sure that whilst you are pursuing an agenda to either enrich your life or to either widen your scope of intellectual capability.
Exactly.
Most importantly, you need to cast a retrospect.
Exactly.
And know you came from somewhere.
You came from somewhere. Your roots.
If the place was the best of place, you wouldn't have moved.
Exactly.
So then why don't you fix it for the next generation?
Yes.
And that pushes some of us back home.
Yeah. So you are an Accra boy. You actually grew up in Accra.
Accra boy.
Which part of Accra?
Choco Dente. And Yamiche area. Yeah.
Oh, you're going
yeah, serious one.
Serious?
Akatrabe.
Wow,
Yeah.
that is nice. So at the time that you were getting ready to leave Ghana, were you getting people asking you, don't go, or?
For me, the fact on the ground is that, you see, when your parents are not too rich, the option is not there.
Exactly.
You understand?
Yeah.
Some people, they grow out of rich families. So some kind of legacy or some kind of setups were there.
Exactly.
You go to the best of schools, you are always in a car to school, all these luxuries there. So you have the choice to say, okay, there's no need to see something abroad. You are even using DSTV, so you see all the programs abroad.
Yeah.
Some homes don't have the DSTV at all. And then, so it depends on the kind of parents you have, their economic standard.
Yeah.
So for me, most of my people, because I was a leader, I used to pull everybody along. And so I didn't just start and I said, I want to go and live abroad. No. We actually were part of international organizations that deal in international youth network and leadership, and then building the capacities of young people across the globe.
Okay.
So we traveled almost to 47 countries.
Wow.
Everywhere, Asia, Europe, I didn't know where. In fact, it got to a time you wouldn't want to even join a flight anymore. You were sick and tired. And so one of the meetings that I had, that was in 2007, in New York at the United Nations premises at the General Assembly. We were responsible for the MDGs. Then I was responsible for the poverty eradication for Africa and the Middle East. It was a task force.
Okay.
So going back to the US, coming back, all that, one day I said, you know what, why not live in the US and also school here, add up to your knowledge, widen your scope, understand the system. Then one day you go back home again and then really continue what you were actually doing. Before I left, I had a company in Jowolo, a media firm. Transglobal Media was my company. Perez Chapel opposite the first floor.
Okay.
The Nadine Plaza. The whole first floor was mine. That was
see.
Transglobal Media. Yeah, we do TV productions. I was hosting programs on TV3.
Okay.
We did a lot of media marketing. We did quite a good number of things. But at the same time, running the international organization. So you would want to really use the same knowledge base you have to try on another environment, which is more developed.
Okay.
And when you get there, you don't have to forget to really go to school again.
Yes.
And make yourself a better person.
You have the opportunity.
Something like that.
Yeah.
And you know, abroad, once you are able to really do the right thing by, if you have your documentations right, schooling, you have student loans and all that. Student loans, and that will let you also go back to school. But what I always tell people is that you don't just have to travel. You have to know what you are looking for.
Exactly.
You see, when you travel without a plan, then you plan to fail.
Suicidal.
Because if you have a plan, you just have to stick to it, because you are not there to stay, but you are there to pick something back home. And whatever you are there to pick, my initial stages is by association. You see, life is about association.
Yes.
The people you associate with will tell where you are going in life.
Birds of the same feather.
Yeah, I was always running from the poor guys because
You've had enough of that.
No, I'm tired of that. No, where I'm coming from already, poverty for those.
Go ahead.
No. Once you are poor and you start talking your poverty things, Tico and all these guys, you don't know, please. I don't want to know you. I'm sorry, I have heard enough before I came here.
Yeah.
So you see, you just strategize yourself. If you want to be a lawyer, you begin becoming friends to lawyers.
Yes.
Once you guys talk, they speak the direction. Life is about direction. Some people, if you don't have your direction, then you are lost. It simply means that you don't even know who you are. You don't know where you are going. But you can only know that, not by research. It's by association.
That's why the Bible says that without a vision, you perish.
Straight up.
So that's the same way without direction.
So for me, it's about getting a direction. Everybody needs direction. That's why today, these fake pastors in Ghana, they say, I'll give you direction. Then the people are ready to take direction. Yeah. So life is all about direction. If I meet you, you might be the best of speaker, the best of an intellectual property. But if you don't know your direction, what actually you're supposed to go into, you will fail. You will be there with frustration and you will fail. So I believe that it's all about direction. And the direction comes not by research. I landed on the soil of America after visiting there for about 5 times for international issues. And now I'm coming to settle. The environment, even though you have been there, you didn't come there to stay. So you will not get the whole thing so easy like that. And you cannot understand America properly or any other country you go to properly unless you align yourself with somebody who is number one, positive. You know, you lived abroad, so you know what I'm talking about.
Yes.
When you travel, some people, they have struggled for some time. They have associated with poor guys for long. They are still struggling. And once you come, they know you are smart. They don't want to teach you where to hold to succeed.
Yeah.
The African mentality, thinking that if you make it very fast, you go home and they'll say, this guy traveled a long time. He couldn't build a house, and you have built a house. So that perception is there when you travel. So whatever life you live abroad is dependent on the first person you lived with.
Exactly. I'm glad you know that.
The first guy you came to meet, the kind of person he is, whether he's positive, whether he intends to really let you succeed. That's why you always have to go for those who have succeeded already. So he's not jealous of whether you succeed or not.
Exactly.
So he will show you, I use this point, that point, and today I'm here. And you should also be careful and do this. Because there is some terminology I use for people in America, the other Africans who have been there for 20 years. Once you get there, I call them MBA, Meba Hache. You understand? Whatever you tell them, Meba Hache, Masa, minim kromo Hache. So when they see you a smart guy and you can be able to explore the avenues in America or any other country in the world, they start to thwart your effort. Yeah. So they say, hey, this country, you can't go here. It's not like that. You have to go and do this kind of cleaning job. And that's all we all started with. It simply means once he started with that, he wants you to also go and pass through the hustle just to respect him for being still a poor person or maybe a struggling guy.
Those are selfish attitudes.
Selfish.
Yeah.
So for me, most of my friends in the US, when I started with Nigerians. You know, Nigerians have an attitude. You know, when you live with a Nigerian and a Ghanaian, just come and park a Range Rover in front of your house. All of you are tenants. The Nigerian guy will come straight to you and say, oh, Omo, you are the boss. How did you make this? I want to know. Omo, teach me, Omo. The Ghanaian guy will not come. He will only stand at where he is and say, these guys, they think we don't know. He has gone to take some juju and look at that stupid thing.
Oh, drugs.
This guy, I saw him yesterday walking. Today he says Range Rover. You see, we always want to really put a blame or accuse the person without asking, how did you make it? And so I affiliated with more Nigerians who actually, once 1 or 2 sittings with them or something, they'll begin to talk. So they'll tell you, Omo, you are from Ghana. You see here, you have to register your company. It's only $125. When you finish, I'll show you how to sell a car. That is even a business, even though you are academically inclined. You can never leave, especially in America, without making your hands dirty. When you make your hands dirty, there is a lot of money in that. When you also academically inclined or become a technocrat in a particular field, you make it. But then, somebody has made it already. Why should I come abroad and start researching for 20 years, trying to succeed? No. Somebody has already succeeded by discovering that secret. So I always want to really go to them. And once I go to them, we talk every day. One day, they will tell you some of the things they have done. And that research results come so quick.
Yes.
So those are some of the things that our young people, when they travel and all that, they have to know. For me, my whole target was that because I am coming from a struggling background, nothing was something of a pride. Like, I wouldn't cry over anything. If you say clean, I'll clean because I've seen it before.
Yeah.
It is just an intellectual, what is the name we have, and grace that brought us to where you are. And so when you say go and do a cleaning job, I'll do. But whilst I'm doing the cleaning job, I'm looking at my standards that I was looking for. So some things are a means to an end. But once you go or travel abroad, the first thing you do is to swallow your pride.
Yeah. Yes.
If you're a doctor, PhD holder, like Dr. Rakubrebe, about 4 PhDs and all that, professor that can go to lecture and forget that he came with a car.
Yeah.
You know, too much knowledge.
Hey.
He went to lecture. He was walking home, said, "Say your car, sorry." You know, the guy has studied too much. Even that man has to swallow his pride to work at a restaurant. Yeah. Because Ghanaians, naturally, we are very proud, to be honest with you. When we travel, Ghanaians, we feel that we are better than everybody. And that even a Ghanaian who has not been to school feels that, what do you mean? That kind of idea. When you have that thing as a forefront of your perception, you suffer. You can travel, and when you have the perception of thinking that, let me get the luxury stuff and wear and come on Facebook and show them that I'm succeeding, when you know you are struggling, you are killing yourself.
You are deceiving yourself.
Because the first attempt to solve any other problem is to acknowledge there is a problem.
Yeah.
Once you acknowledge there is a problem, then you begin to solve it. But once you are still pretending and in denial that, hey, you know what, I'm suffering, but let me dress to show them that, yes, I'm a blogger, or on Facebook, you suffer for nothing. You are not pleasing anybody. Yeah. And so the principles that we had, it was all by association. I always say that. By the network of people you keep around you. People who challenge your life. Not those you are better off than. No. But those who make you want to grow all the time. So that is how the whole thing was. So we succeeded abroad so quick. And somebody might think you have mixed it with something. But no, it was a plan. Genuine, you have a plan. You came for schooling. You came also to succeed, because you cannot school all out, go back home without even a small car and a house.
I know.
So every Ghanaian has that in mind when you travel abroad. So no Ghanaian in my area, Philadelphia. I don't know about your
New Jersey.
In New Jersey, I don't know, but I don't know whether Ghanaians live around you.
Oh, well, my town was a Jewish town.
I see. So not in Newark and all that.
No, I drive about 30 minutes to Newark.
To Newark. Oh, okay. Then yours, because the situation of Ghanaians living in America, it is hard to find a Ghanaian organizing a party.
Hard.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Why
Philadelphia, New York, go and ask them. Ghanaians don't organize parties. You understand? So he will not waste his time. He's going to buy cement to build back home.
But unless it's a funeral.
No. That one is a necessity. You see, like outdooring and all that is a necessity. But to organize normal party like Halloween party, let's party for the holidays. Hey, no. We attend other people's own, because everybody is building at home and is trying to send something back home. Yeah. That tells you that Ghanaians, no matter how they speak bad about the country, they love their country. Yeah, they don't even know they love their country. Yeah. Any Ghanaian you meet abroad, even Dr. Thomas, he will tell you straight that, look, I love my country. Yes. But he's still the patent of America.
We love the country. On that note, hold your thought. We will be taking a short break and back in a moment. Don't go away.
You've been gone, it's an empty home. Come on back where you really belong. You are always welcome home, welcome home.
Welcome back, viewers. If you just joined, this is the Diaspora platform, the show that brings people and the world together. I want to say a big thank you to Tenaifa Group. Tenaifa says technology here, there, everywhere. Tenaifa Recruitment Agency gives you the best skilled workers that you look for. They are the finders for seekers and givers of jobs. Tenaifa Recruitment Agency is also available to give you people that are looking for employees. So if you are looking for workers, call us, and if you are looking for employers, call us also. Tenaifa Properties has lands, houses, both commercial and residential. So contact them for all your housing management needs. Thanks to X Water. X Water is available in all leading stores. X Water is natural mineral water. And I also want to say thank you to Walter Wood Collections for my clothes. Walter makes my outfits so beautifully. Tessence brushes makes my face. Ava extra virgin coconut oil. That is what you need for your family. Change your oil, save your life. The almighty Emerton. I'm going to show you what Emerton does. Emerton is a facelift in a box. If you want to look 20 years younger, you don't need a knife, you don't need laser. Just get Emerton. Emerton says growing old is a choice. Back to the studio. Let's talk to Mr. Bright Essilfie Kumi, a hardcore politician. Right. So, I know you have traveled 47 countries. What made you decide to settle in the USA?
I think that with the experiences that I had traveling across the world, apart from Japan in Asia, where they receive Ghanaians a lot because of our chocolate,
Really?
When you're from Ghana, you go to Japan, they love you so much because of the chocolate. And what is happening is that the language barrier there wouldn't let you study in Japan. I would have loved to live there and study, but the language barrier wouldn't allow. But when you take that out, there is no country in the world that can be compared to America when it comes to the issue
Japan,
of
you mean?
black people.
Yeah.
A black man, you would love to live in America.
Yes.
Because originally, people live there who are already blacks. Even though you might have some 1 or 2 racial issues, it doesn't affect us, the foreigners, because once you start speaking, they know you are a foreigner.
Oh, yeah.
And you are not part of the racial stuff they are doing.
Yeah.
They know you are there to work. You work hard. They even need you to really beef up the economy, simply because the kind of output that you give and the attitude you give to your work, you work tirelessly to make sure they achieve their dream. More to the point, the schools in America, it was also very, very good for any person who is black. This is a reality. I'm a Pan-Africanist, so it's a reality that when you are black in some countries, your skin is the first offense in court.
Yeah.
Once you enter the court, your first offense is that you are
guilty
black.
before you prove.
You understand what I'm saying? So America is one country that if you came there and you are focused on what you are looking for, you focused on that and you don't go
Stay out of trouble.
Stay out of trouble. All these kind of friends doing drugs, some are just in a quick way to get money and come back home. If you are not into all those and you are doing your regular job, schooling, and making sure you abide by the laws of the land, even if you don't have paper or you are illegal, nobody cares about you until you go to steal or do whatever.
Driving.
Then they begin, or driving under influence of alcohol.
That's
especially
terrible.
that will take you to jail.
Yes.
You are drunk and you are driving. That's crazy. Maybe you are using another man's license or something. A lot of things happen abroad.
Yeah.
But America was the best choice after all the analysis that I did. And it was perfect. I mean, the way they receive us. Our own black people don't even receive us like the white. And you know that.
Yeah.
Our own black people are jealous because we are from the natural zone of where they come from.
Yeah.
They don't even know their country. So struggling with a white man, you see, if you want to have people being treated equally, it's a process.
Yes.
You understand? You have come from slavery. In fact, we came from, not from only slavery, from slavery to property. You know that, right? The black was property to the white man.
I know that.
Yes.
Yes.
They own us.
Yes.
They pay taxes on us.
Yes.
Just like he owns his house.
Before they sell you.
Before they sell you. And then we have come from that side. We were able to vote. Now we're able to have a president.
Now we have a president who has been.
We understand.
Wow.
So it simply means that we have come from very far.
Way.
But everything is procedural. You
Yes.
cannot achieve things just in a quick moment like that.
Yes.
So, trying to really battle on equality with the white, it takes time.
Yes.
Sometime in the next 20 years, then it will come to that level. All of us.
Bright, I experienced one like that when I actually, my accent is not as strong as other Ghanaians. So I was able to actually get a job on the phone when they actually hired me on the phone.
Wow.
Because they thought I was a white lady.
Yeah.
And then when I got there and they saw my skin, they said, oh, the job has been given to somebody else. And this was within 24 hours.
Yeah.
And
they'll be so nice.
Yes. So, as for the discrimination, oh God.
It is everywhere, but you cannot focus on that.
No, you cannot.
And go fighting as if you are a racial expert who is fighting that. You came for a purpose. And once you are there, you need to focus on what you came for.
Yes.
Take it from there, go back to your country, and then build.
Yes.
You see, one problem also about coming to settle back whilst you are abroad and you are trying to settle. There are so many issues about that. You know, limitations are there. Number one, it's dependent on the kind of school you also attended.
You mean over there or here?
Here, whilst you were in Ghana, what secondary school did you attend?
Your classmates.
That will determine what kind of classmates you have.
Yes.
So when you are coming back, your classmate might be the minister of this.
Yes.
Another one is boss for this company.
See you.
Some of them, their parents set up these things for them. They are making it already. But if you want to a bad school, you come and one of your mates is working at a front desk of what is the name? I don't want to mention.
Yeah.
How do you have your base to start from? Because the initial way to start after traveling is to get people that you are familiar with. And if they have not gotten to or chalked some kind of successes in life, it is tough because they are already struggling. So when you give him, he can even go with you to a mechanic shop and then tell the mechanic, blinking the eye, that you know what, the tire is about 150. Is this our poverty alleviation policy? All those things. But if you have a good classmate, like this kind of classmates, like these first class schools.
No, but you see, some people also travel, and once they leave the shores of Ghana, they forget about their classmates. They don't keep any relationship going on. So the fact that you went to a good school does not guarantee.
But these days it has been solved with the
social media
issue. Every school they have this platform, WhatsApp platform.
Yeah.
You speak out, some take your number.
Yeah, but you'll be surprised right. There are people who think, I'm not a Facebooker and I'm not into all the social media. No. And there are a few people who are still staying away from it.
Social media can be a disadvantage to you whilst you come in or you are there and you're trying to connect with people. It can also be the best of connection for you because that is the only way you can get to call somebody on video to see him. He sees you, we talk within a few minutes, as if we've been seeing each other every day.
Cost.
But on the other side too, social media can also be another bad side for you because information that you put out there about your private life, you understand, it gives people the key or the clue about where you are going, where you intend to end. If I'm in a boxing ring with any other opponent and I tell him my next punch is coming to your nose, he's going to block it.
Exactly. It's
the same way you are giving somebody a lead information that I intend to achieve this. Then they take a lead and go there and block the whole place for you because you see, it's just like that, like this crabology thing. We are all crabs. The other one will not let the other one go, pulling each other in that manner. Yeah. So traveling, I would say is the best thing. Anybody who tells you that traveling is not the best, if you are doing well in Ghana, don't go, it's a lie. We don't only go to look for money. we don't only go to look for money. We have schooled here. We know the curriculum here. We know the impartation of knowledge and the approaches of teaching. We think we know too much until you travel to a developed country where you have technology and other things available to you. In order to just widen your scope of what you have learned already, traveling is the best. If you have the opportunity, but traveling without a plan is the worst.
It's a failure, yeah.
You just go there, and by the time you realize, you find yourself in places that you don't know. And traveling without knowledge base of what actually goes on there in terms of immigration policies is also another killer. Simply because if you don't know that if I don't have paper, where do I start from? Where do I go? You realize that if the police is at the same time immigration, any encounter with the police, you know, they can stop you at any time. Either you are driving, you are part of a car the driver was under the influence of alcohol. They can stop you anytime they want. If they suspect anything, they can stop you. And just imagine they stopping you, asking you papier, and then you don't have the paper and nothing, and your visa is maybe expired. Right. So as if you do your comparative analysis very well, America is safer when it comes to that aspect because the police has no information about the immigration. Arizona tried it. It has cost a lot. Well,
but now it's jumping to other states. I know someone in New York the other day was stopped for traffic violation. Even if your signals are not working, your wipers, whatever is not working, the police stops you. They can't just stop you. They have to stop you based on something. Yeah. So if you don't show the signal and you make a right turn, they can stop you.
Yeah, they change signal.
And they ask the guy for his papers.
Wow.
Yes. That's happening in New York City.
Some of these ones are exceptional cases. We don't actually have the facts as to some kind of signals that they had. If you don't know your rights in America, everybody will play. Every police, once they stop you and you start speaking in America, they know you have accent and you don't come from this place. And some of us don't even read the law. We read the law from our friends we came to meet in America. In this country, this is what we do. We don't read. So it's like some basic stuff that can let you get your papers or change from papers, normal papers to a citizen. Basic stuff we don't know. So the lawyers continue chopping the money small. Because we don't even read at all. We don't even want to know. I always want to call you and ask you, The next person also doesn't have information, but trying to prove to you that I know. So I tell you any information I have, and you also stick to that, and you walk in life. So a lot of things of yours delay. But the police has no right to question you on immigration issue because in their system, they don't even have that information.
No, they don't.
I know somebody that I went with. He was not a citizen. He could walk to a police station and say, I'm a citizen. Do fingerprints. They gave him some kind of old age paper to go and work. But they don't have that information until the day you are in trouble.
Yes.
You go for any other illegal stuff and the police get you, then you know that yes, the immigration is there because they know this. If they do this, most of the illegal immigrants who are helping the economy grow, it's not as if they don't know where you are. But the fact is that whilst they are doing that, they want to keep the economy in shape by using people who actually don't have paper, but they are still working with other post paper or doing the stupid job that nobody will do.
Yes.
And that builds the economy. And that's why they know where you are, but they don't care until you go and do something that requires them. It forces them to come and look for you. Then they have to come and look for you. So if you ask me, traveling is the best thing. If you don't learn anything, you learn something new from what you already know in Ghana. Don't think what you know in Ghana is all about that. I read from online. Online is only the things we give you that you read. So don't tell me I read it from online that this guy was here. But the reality is for you to be there, to be present, to know what actually is going on, and to also know your association, as I said. So traveling is not a bad thing. It's the best thing that can happen to anybody. But it's all by having a plan and having a direction. By those who actually know what happens in a particular area of things that you want to pursue, and they being so positive to tell you the truth. Because meeting your brothers out there, he will not tell you that, you know what, I came to this country for 20 good years before I discovered that me, for instance, right, I went pursuing pedigrees. I want my master's. I want PhD. I want to be called doctor. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But the other guy also came, and quickly he went into something technical. He has a degree from Ghana. He went straight to do airplane mechanic. It's only 8 months course. And the airplane mechanics, you study it 8 months, you are now an airplane mechanic. At the port, you are the one who checked the flight before it flies. And you know how much you have been paid? It's more than the PhD guy. Then that will be his financial security. Then he will go and pursue his degrees. But some of us, you know, we went there with all these pedigree things from here. People have 5 degrees. Let me also go and get some. Then you get all this with your gray hair, and then you are sitting frustrated.
He be bagging.
And the small boys go and do just normal truck driving. Normal truck driving. A week, 1,500.
Yes.
Is in his pocket. He's driving just a trailer truck. Interstate. And Friday he has his 1,500. And you also have all your PhD, but Friday you have 1,000. Because maybe the course you even offered is not technical. It's just a course that you can go and lecture 1 or 2, and then whatever it is. So I feel like it's all dependent on either the government here knowing fully well people will want to travel anyway. So why not set up a place where if you want to travel, you go there and then you ask questions about the things that, and then they also do research and tell you. You meet people who have traveled before. They are the counselors. They come there and tell you, hey, when you go, this is how life there is. You need to go this. When the dynamics of the country that we all went changed, maybe my senior man went there in 1994. I went in 2018. The dynamics have changed.
No comparison.
So we always have to upgrade the center.
Yes.
So that the center will say, okay, currently, when you are in America, this is the kind of job when you do, you can get there. You want to be a doctor, start from somewhere. Go into food or something job, that the jobs are available. Or any kind of health job. Some people are not nurses, but they only go to take the nursing course just to be a nurse for financial security. Then they jump into the field that gives them that inner fulfillment as people pursuing something. So it's about how you go and the kind of education and information you have. Whilst you are in a country and you don't have information about how their immigration system works, the kind of benefits you have, you might have 4 kids in America. And there are so many benefits for single parent to get a whole house, get food stamp, get a lot of benefit from government because your husband left you with the 4 kids. It's Bronya in Canada. Your husband leaves you with 4 children in Canada. It's Christmas, big Christmas.
Every day Christmas.
You get paid, you have your house, you are a single parent. But if you are ignorant about this, then you'll be inside talking to Ghanaian pastors there. Oh, I'm suffering. Oh, my kids are 4. 4 for what? Even if you are illegal and your kids are all citizens, they were born there, there are so many benefits that you can get. Because we don't read, we don't have information. we only depend on our other brothers who are highly ignorant.
Yes.
And they also inform us about America. And do not depend on a single man's experience and travel. Or do not depend on a single man's experience and judge the country. Somebody went to America for 25 years. He couldn't succeed. But he wouldn't tell you the things he didn't do right.
Yes.
The choices. You see, life is about choices.
Yeah.
The choices that he made, that also went against him. Life, everything is about choice.
Yeah.
For me to be on your program here is choice.
Yes.
I could be at home in my air condition, right? But I'm sweating small here. It's about choice. It's about choice. So the choices they made, they will not tell you. But they only tell you that America is a mess. My brother went there. He came. He was so poor. We were even giving him money to buy food. Have you asked your brother the kind of choices, the association, the plan? What did he do wrong? What didn't he know that he didn't try to really learn and know? And so traveling is the best.
Yeah.
But you need information.
You
Information
need
brings transformation.
That's why I keep saying that information gives you knowledge. Knowledge gives you power.
Yeah.
And power will build your confidence. On that note, I will take a short break and we'll be back in a moment. Don't go away. Back in a moment. Back in a moment.
You've been gone, it's an empty home. Come on back where you really belong. You are always welcome home, welcome home.
Welcome back, viewers. If you just joined, this was the Diaspora platform, the show that brings people and the world together. I'd like to thank my great sponsors, X Water, X Natural Mineral Water. It's good for your soul. You can find it in all the leading stores in Ghana. You can also get Emerton. Emerton says looking old is a choice. Emerton is a facelift in a box. Makes you look younger by 20 years. I think you will like that. We also want to thank Ava Extra Virgin Coconut Oil. This is the oil that you need for your family. Change your oil, save your life. Walter Wood Collections makes me look older. Thank you, Walter, for making my beautiful outfit. Tesson Brushes makes my face so beautiful. Thank you, Teresa. And I still have in the studio with me Bright Essilfie Kumi, called Honorable Bright. You have traveled and traveled and traveled, stayed in America, done your law, done your this, studied a lot more into immigration and other things. But can you share your experience when it comes to the level of ignorance from our people when it comes to immigration things?
With that, I think it will be a whole program.
Subject. Okay, so a whole
because immigration is traveling. And traveling is immigration.
Yes.
So the tenets of what you need to understand actually to stay in a place is immigration. And this comes with laws. Yeah. And the laws are so flexible for us, especially in America. You cannot go to UK and then tomorrow you get a lady you marry and then the next day you're a permanent resident. You understand what I'm saying? America's one is flexible. But even people who do fake marriages just to whatever, they give in themselves psychologically.
Yeah.
We go in front of the immigration officer, and everything is showing clearly that there is no chemistry, there's no connection.
Yeah.
And then we know that these things, some of them used to get people, but there are techniques to that too. Yeah. That's what we can teach our people later. Because they are looking at all this. You see, I quite remember one guy that came to ask me some questions about these married things. He had married properly, but just that they don't live together, and it was a rare marriage.
Yeah.
But they went to immigrations, and the first question they asked the gentleman by the lady that, hey, what is the curtains in your living room? The color of the curtains in your living room. The lady was sitting there, the way she changed her face, and the guy was saying red, but the lady's facial expression showed that it is not red. So they separated the two of them.
Oh.
So when they separated the two of them, put one in another room, then they asked the lady, what kind of underwear color did your husband wear today? Instead of saying maybe
I don't know.
I don't know, she said okay, it's blue. Then they asked the guy in another room, what underwear color is your wife that you all woke up from bed wearing. And stupidly, he also said it's red.
Oh.
So the immigration, they look at key things that even interviews here, we can talk about it later. Going for interview, some of the signals you give the immigration officer or the consular officer that he knows that this is fake thing you are talking about.
Yeah.
It's also clearly there. You cannot, you see, it is okay for you to say, this morning, you know, all women dress and then they delay our time. So I left the room to go and sit in my car.
Yeah.
So she was dressing in the house. I just wanted her to be fast for us to go. So I was sitting in the car. I don't know what she was wearing.
Yeah. Period.
The guy is not forcing you to talk about the color.
No.
But you know how ignorant we are and how desperate we are. It shows all over. When it comes to immigration, there's a lot of things.
Wow.
Becoming a permanent resident in America is easy. It all starts from what kind of information you give here at the embassy, what you told them at the entry point.
Yes.
When your visa, you have 5 years and they gave you 6 months and it has expired. That's the most stupid decision ever.
Yeah.
When you can step out again
Yes,
and come
yeah.
in. But the 5 years, they gave you 6 months.
You just wasted.
And then you waste it and it's gone.
Yeah,
and once that is gone, when anything happens and then you go for even a green card, you are a visa violator.
Yes.
And they will base on that to ask, why were you here when your visa
had expired
or your stay had expired?
Yeah.
And most of us don't know, so they ask other friends. And those friends that they ask, tell them they are ignorant mind. Then they also keep struggling for years, 15 years, it doesn't have a paper.
The blind
You
leading
see,
the
no,
blind.
no, you can't do that.
Yeah.
In tree language, they said a dead tree cannot fall on another one. And you see, it must come on a live one.
Yeah.
You can never say that you have no knowledge about something. You have problem about immigration. You go asking a carpenter. Telling a carpenter.
And I also noticed that since the lottery system came into America, the ignorance level has just shot through the roof because
They go
somebody will be in the village and her sister will do the lottery for her and she'll win.
Yeah.
So she'll come straight from the village, to America. No studying,
nothing.
Looking through
nothing.
anything.
Then they go and throw him at a house somewhere to work there as a living. He doesn't go outside.
Yeah.
Some Ghanaians left Ghana. They live with some people in their house, working with them, and they have never stepped out.
Wow.
They have never stepped out for the past 10 years.
Wow.
They only take their check. The check goes to the account. They send it home. See me down, mama. You understand? So they are not even out there.
Yeah.
So if you call such a woman to tell you about how immigration stuff works,
yes, what is she gonna tell you?
so it's dependent on what the person is doing abroad.
Exactly.
So you cannot base on 1 month's experience, which made him fail, to say traveling is a bad thing. It's the best thing, but we need information.
So I think we are rounding up. And it's very exciting. We'll have to get you back to the studio to just talk about how to help people immigration-wise and all that. So people look out for that one. But on closing, I want you to look in the camera and tell people who are trying to figure out how to come back to Ghana, not, maybe in 2 minutes, how they can come back without the fear.
Okay. I believe in domestication all the time. I have always said to people that, hey, you can travel, you can do whatever you want, but home, sweet home. The kind of opportunities you have here in terms of investment and the kind of profit margin you make is 50% here in Ghana. If I put an amount of money into building, medicine, and food, these 3 areas, you will never lose. But you cannot come and associate with somebody who is not in the field. And somebody, if you left your friend here in Ghana, before like somewhere in the year 90s and all that, he might have changed in terms of behavior out of experience. You cannot base your previous trust for him to just jump on quickly. You need to come. Don't rush your money into any kind of investment, but study the people. Behave as if you didn't even come with the money. And act as if I'm now going to look for the money. Teach me what to do. When you post as if the money is huge in my account, people act with you according to the money in account. But if you post to them that there is nothing, but I'm here to only get information, I'll go back and bring the money for us to invest. Ghana is the best place. You go into farming, food, anything on the food line, preservation, anything on the food line, you will never go wrong. You go into real estate or maybe housing. Shelter is where everybody wants to sleep somewhere. So even if it's apartments, buildings, and all that you are putting up, you will never go wrong. Building material selling, you will never go wrong. Anything on the buildings line. Then, of course, medicine. People get sick. Even if you don't get sick, preventive measures will let you take a medication. So investing here back home is the best thing. It's not as if the pressure we have out there, even if you buy a house in America, you've bought it cash, property tax is waiting for you. You keep paying until thy kingdom come. keep maintaining until that kingdom come. But when you come here, the investment capacity and all that we do here is peaceful, it's home. And if you don't get anybody, you get family supporting you. And so it is excellent to come back home and invest.
All right, so come back home and invest. And you know, we have started the Diaspora Integration Center.
Yeah.
So with the Diaspora Integration Center, anyone who wants to come back and settle, we should be your one-stop shop.
Okay.
You come to us and we'll show you places to go. We give you all the consultation to let you know the businesses
Direct
that
you
are
to
around.
where you are supposed to
Direct you to where you're supposed to go, the things to get. So
And it's important you also add those who are trying to go.
okay.
How to live your life.
All right, how to live your life.
It's very important.
So we want to thank our sponsors again, all of you who are there watching us. We are so grateful. If you had not been there, we will have no show. I say thank you to the NIFA Group again. Technology here, there, everywhere. Edmonton says looking old is a choice. X water, X natural mineral water. That's what you need for your family. Eva extra virgin coconut oil. Walter Wood's collection, Walter Wood Collections, and Tessa's brushes. I thank you so much for being a part of the show. Honorable. Charlie, it's going to come through. Honorable. Hallelujah. So thank you for coming, and until I see you again on this same station at the same time, thank you and blessings.
You've been gone.